Yes. Yeah. Good evening, all. So myself, I'm Vijay. Like I hold 20 plus years of experience, which includes nearly 9 plus years of experience in Python environment. So my experience includes design, development, and implementation of Python and Django-based applications. Well versed in implementing different Python libraries like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, like this. Fine. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not? Please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can see.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. So if you've got any queries, right, I'll be giving time for the end of the at the end of the session, right? General queries, right? So at the end of the session, I'll be just briefing you about the how this training levels goes, right? Why Python? Already we have got many programming languages. Why again Python required, right? And that too, Python is not a kind of programming which is very recently introduced. Python was introduced in the year 1989. All of a sudden, why Python has got a great boom? Reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. If you go back like 10 to 15 years, like 2005 or 2010, nobody knows that there was a programming language like Python. But all of a sudden, why Python has got great boom? Reasons which makes it suddenly super popular. And who, that is what we'll be discussing. And who can learn Python? Means before, what are the prerequisites of Python? There are no prerequisites for Python. Anyone can update with Python. Python statements looks like Python statements look like normal English statements. They are not as complex as other programming languages. Right? Okay. Who can learn Python means anyone. There is no prerequisites. How Python was built means Python has taken some features from one programming, has taken some other features from other programming. From multiple programming languages, it has taken the features, right? Yes. Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications. What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Python mostly used for developing which applications, right? So before you update with any technology, you need to know what kind of applications are getting created. Yes. And the Python usage, which who are using Python today? Which companies are using Python? And Python comparisons with other programming. Python scope and job market, right? Yes. Python scope and job market means what is the current job market of Python and the scope of Python. And also you need to know something about that PSF. PSF nothing but Python Software Foundation. So this all I'll be briefing you in today's and tomorrow session, right? Yes. So starting with the Python, I define Python in 5 lines. I define Python in 5 lines. It is a general purpose programming. I'm saying Python is a general purpose programming. You may ask, what do you mean by general purpose? Means before Python, there were some programming languages. If you heard about those programming languages like Pascal, you have got some programming languages like Pascal, like Fortran, COBOL. You have got some programming languages like COBOL, right? These programming languages are purpose-based languages. These are purpose-based. These are used for specific purpose, not for all the purposes. Pascal for complicated mathematical applications. Fortran for scientific applications. COBOL for business applications. These are used for a particular purpose. But a language which is suitable for developing any kind of application, such a language we call it as general purpose programming language. Python is such a kind of programming, any kind of application we can develop, like web applications, automation applications, gaming applications, networking applications, scientific applications, GUI applications, networking applications, desktop applications, right? In this way, wide varieties of applications we are developing today by using Python. So that's the why Python is the number one ranked programming language today with a diversified number of application creation. At the end of the session, I'll be showing you I'll open Google. Within the Google itself, I'll show you, right, which programming, the rankings given, and which programming language is mostly used in the current industry, right? Yes, mostly used one, especially from the last 4 to 5 years, right? Yes, and even if you see the talk of the industry, if you talk like AI, artificial intelligence, or if you talk about data science, ML, machine learning, deep learning, all this, the implementation going in Python language, right? We are not using any other programming, like somewhere you will be using our language. Means it is providing many modules for predictions, for data analysis, data predictions, classifications, for clusterings, for recommendations, for pattern matching, right? Yes. Okay. So it is a general purpose programming. It is not it's not purpose based. Any kind of application we can develop. Multi programming. Okay. Okay. Multi programming paradigm we say, right? Multi programming features it has got. It has got multi programming features. Means just a labor example. If you want to launch a new product in the market, assume a mobile phone, to attract the customers, if you are embedding the features of various other all the mobiles, right, in embedded into a single piece, going to attract the customers in the same way. Python is a kind of programming where it has got the features of all the other programming languages, like scripting features, object oriented features, procedural oriented features, modular programming features, right? Because of this multi-programming features, we call Python as a hybrid language. So today, just I'll be speaking about the Python, why we need to go for Python, what we are developing using Python, why you should learn Python, the demand of Python in the current market, the scope of it, comparison with other programming, right? And Python is a high-level language. So if I talk about these levels, right, there are two: high level language, low level and high level languages, two types of languages. Yes, two types of languages. Okay, low level languages and high level languages. Low level languages. What? Okay, example of low level languages. Low level languages like assembly level language or machine level language, right? Assembly level language or machine level language. These languages, this language, assembly level language or machine level, first thing is they are not understandable. They are not human understandable. And even if you are writing the code, right, they cannot be carried. Means they are not portable. Not portable. And second, machine dependent. They are machine dependent. They cannot machine dependent. They cannot run on all the always and all the operating systems. But if I talk about this high level languages like Python, high level language like Python, right? Yes. Example, Python. I just said that Python statements, they are human understandable, looks like normal English statements, and portable, they can be carried, and machine independent, they can run on all human understandable, right? Portable and machine independent. They can run on all the hardwares and all the operating systems. You can install Python on any operating system, Windows, Linux, Mac OS, even in your smartphones, right? To Play Store. Interpreted language, right? Yes. Interpretation means, yes, line by line execution. For example, check this. Interpreted. There are some languages, compilation languages we say. If you got some 30 lines of code, entire 30 lines code will be executed at once and displays the errors. Okay, at line number 2 you got error, at line number 5, at line number 10. That is what compilation languages. They will execute 100 lines code also at once. But Python, statement by statement execution, interpretation, line by line execution, which makes debugging easier. So it won't execute the entire code at once. User friendly programming or programmer friendly programming language. Because two things. One is very simple syntaxes look like normal English. You won't see any complex words or statements. The tomorrow session, just I'll be briefing you, right? I'll take a task. I'll take a task, right? And I'll just try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. Is my voice breaking to all? Can anyone please confirm? Is my voice
Uh,
breaking?
It's clear, sir.
It's clear to all? Right.
Yeah.
One second. So I'll take a task. I'll,
Breaking.
it's breaking. Observe.
Yes, sir.
One second. One second. One second. Give it me a second. Yes. Hope it is fine now.
Yeah, it's fine only.
Fine. Okay. Fine. Thank you. So yes. Mm, So observe this Python features. So Python is a general purpose programming, any kind of applications you can develop. It's not like a purpose based, not for a particular purpose, any kind of application. Multi-programming features, it has got what all the features we see in different other programmings, all those features we see in Python. It's a high level language. It's human understandable, easily understandable, and portable and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. User friendly programming or programmer friendly. See, Python code not even one-fourth coding as compared with any other programming. To take the 100 lines of Java code, we can write just 15 to 20 lines in Python. If 15 to 20 lines of Java code, I can write within 4 to 5 lines in Python. That is what very less code you see in Python, and that too many thousands of modules we see, many inbuilt functions we see. One second. Now, what are the features? Multi-programming features. That what are the features you are going to see in Python? Right? Python has got, yes, there are some. Once again, I'm saying that there is no prerequisites for learning Python. Now, I may be using some technical terms now, but those things I'll be briefing as part of our course. Right? Python has got. Python has got, right. First thing, what features it has got? Uh, procedural oriented, procedural oriented programming features. It has got procedural oriented programming features like example C language. So it doesn't mean that you need to have the knowledge on C language, right? So procedural oriented with Python we'll be discussing, and it has got the features of object oriented. It has got the features of object oriented programming. It has got the features of object oriented programming like example C++, Java, and it has got the features of scripting. It has got the features of scripting. Yes. Example like shell script. It has got the features of shell script, and it has got the features of modular programming. Modular programming. Yes, I said multi-programming features. These are all that, right? Like modular 3. Yes. Just like C or C++ or Java or this Modular 3, I can develop many applications. Because of this multi-programming features, we are calling Python as a hybrid language. Okay. See, two major programming languages in the current industry, right, used for enterprise applications creations. Python and Java are the two major programming languages which are used in the current industry, right? But this Java developers or the Java programmers are strictly restricted to use only object-oriented programming features. If you have got knowledge on Java, right, you might be knowing that they'll be using only object-oriented programming features. Without object-oriented programming, you cannot write a Java program or application. Compulsory class object required, object oriented required. But in Python, with object oriented, without object oriented, with procedural oriented, with modular programming, we can develop different varieties of applications, right? And the scripting features, right? If you talk about this IoT, AWS or DevOps environment, writing automation scripts using Python, robotics, all this they are using Python, right? Python scripts. Python. So Python is one of the best scripting language with vast varieties of libraries available, right? Yes. And see this last feature, right? Today, Python has got a great boom because of this feature. Today, because of this high boom for Python, because of this modular programming, means nearly 89,300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environments or domains. Whatever environment you are from, whatever domain you are from, right, Python is providing a module. If you're from networking or testing or data science or big data or database, whichever background you are from, Python is providing module. Means for data science environment, right? Python is providing nearly 10 to 15 modules like NumPy, CP, Pandas, PyTables, Matplotlib, CP, Scikit-learn, Tensor. In this way, many modules Python is providing for this data science environment. Yes. Okay, observe this. Just Very simple. If you want, there is a module out of this 89,300 module. Just there is a module. 1 second. There is a module. Very simple, right? We no need to write huge codings. We no need to write huge codings with the modules. We have got inbuilt functions with that. For example, there is a module import math module. I'll import math module. Okay. In that math, I just want to perform some mathematical functionalities. For all the mathematical functionalities, right? There is a module given called math. What mathematical functionality you want? I want to perform square root. Within the math module, there is a functionality given like square root. You want square root of what? You want square root of 16. Understand? It gives the output in this way. 4. How simple, right? You're not writing unnecessary statements in Python here. Directly, you write import which module? Math module. Okay, in math module, which function you want? Square root. Within the square root of which number? 16. It gives the output. Module. Within the module, in this way, many functions are there, not only square root, like sine function, cos function, power function. In this way, many functions are available. Not only this is one example. And if you want to, like for data science, right? It is providing like many modules for this data predictions and data analysis, right? Yes. For example, if I talk about this modules, modular programming, you won't see this modular programming in other programming like Java or C++ or all this. They won't support this modular programming. Python is supporting, right? So for every environment, even not only for computer, for electronics, for civil environment also, Python is providing modules, inbuilt modules. So, for example, talk about this data science. For data science, separate modules Python is providing. Even there's one more area, right? For big data environment. Big data environment, right? Is Python is providing separate module. Like Pandas model, PySpark model is available, right? Yes. And not only for this, right? Even for networking, people from networking background, not only module, separate framework itself, Python is providing, right? For networking environment, even for testing environment, right? For testing or test cases using Python. And apart from that, even for operating system, OS kinds of activities, just by writing Python code only, we can perform these various operations. And people from database background, for every database, Python is providing a module. For Oracle, Python to connect with Oracle, it is requires a module like cx underscore Oracle. And for MySQL also, right? Python is providing a module. It's very simple. Python connecting with any database using that module. Python can connect, just provide the connecting details, username and password. Like other programming like Java, JDBC, like lot of just 1 minute discussion is enough. You can just connect with the database. That's very that much simple, right? Connection within this Python. For if you talk about SQL Server also, right? Python is providing a separate module like PyODBC. And for working with files, Excel files, writing a Python code, and if I execute the Python code, Excel file should be created. Excel workbook should be created. And within that Excel files, sheet 1, sheet 2 also should be created by writing Python code only. And inserting data into sheet 2, reading data from sheet 1. Not only this, CSV files, comma separated values files, for JSON files, right? And XML files. We can write Python code for creating PDF files, Separate module is available for PDF. Even for mathematical operations, we have got math module just now I discussed, right? And for generating graphs, any type of graph we can generate by using Python. Normal graph, bar graph, histogram, scatter plot, stack plot, right? Any type of graph. In the tomorrow's class, just without any knowledge of Python, you people like I'll make you understand. With just 2-3 lines, I'll generate graphs using Python. With zero programming knowledge, you will understand it clearly, right? The Python code for generating graphs. I'll show you some complex graphs, normal graphs. Yes, easily you can understand, right? That much simple these Python statements and using the models concept, right? And okay, fine. Now you may ask, what are the real-time applications where exactly this Python is used? Python real-time applications. Python real-time applications. Just I'll take 15 minutes more before I go with that. How the trainings, the course content, the duration, everything I'll be. What are the offerings? Python real-time applications. What kind of applications are we developing today by using Python? Today, web application. Python mostly used in creation of web application. Immediately we'll ask, from last 20-25 years, Java, .NET are mostly used in developing web application. Why again Python? Means Python, today Python at a rapid speed it is developing web applications using framework like Django framework. The most famous framework of Python, Django framework, D silent is a Django, D silent. It's a framework of Python for developing web applications at a rapid speed. It has got its own application server. It has got its own database. SQLite 3 is the database, right? It has got its own local database, and it can connect with any other databases like Oracle, MySQL, very in a simpler way, right? And secondly, Python is mostly used in automation applications. Automation applications using technologies like data science, using technologies like data science, right? Yes. Using technologies like IoT, using technologies like data science, IoT, DevOps, automation applications like data science. See here, IoT, right? It is a physical network or device embedded with software, sensors, electronics for exchanging data, for collecting data, and controlling the things from the place where you are, right? So in a simple way, electronic devices connecting and communicating with each other. So here total coding this we are going to write in Python. Even in data science, right? Everything deals with the data. Data has got experience. Data has got future reference. Using data or data science, we perform data analysis, data predictions, data classifications, data clustering, data recommendations. So data science is a blend of techniques. The main technique what we see in data science, ML, machine learning, right? Machine learning, we have got many ML techniques, regression, classification, clustering, recommendations. For all these techniques to implement, we require a language. To code, we require a language, right? So Python is the mostly chosen or mostly used programming for implementing this. Even just now I was talking about DevOps environment, right? For writing automation scripts using Python. And apart from this, one more major area where Python is mostly preferred, like big data environment, right? Yes, huge volumes of data. not in GBs or in TBs, not in terabytes. Beyond that, we have got petabytes of data is getting generated. 1 petabyte equal to 1024 TBs. Example of petabytes of data generation, like social media like Facebook, uh, YouTube, Gmail, Google, Amazon, Flipkart, all this they are generating data in petabytes. For this huge data storage and processing, we have got some big data tools. Like if you heard about the technologies like Hadoop, Spark, right? Yes. Especially Spark, very high speed processing, which has got high boom today, implemented using Python. We call it as PySpark. Okay. Spark with Python, PySpark, right? Very high speed processing, which has got a great one, right? And apart from this, even Python is used for scientific applications. And for scientific applications, Python is providing a separate module called CP. What is CP? Scientific Python. And even for this numerical analysis, right? Even for numerical analysis, yes, even for numerical analysis, it is providing a separate model NumPy, right? Numerical Python. Apart from this, Python is used for graphical user interface or for animation applications. So separately, there is modules provided by Python like TK inter module, PyQt modules are available, right? Yes, people from different backgrounds will be learning Python directly or indirectly. You'll be touching Python in the software field. So even for people, there is a big career even for gaming environment, right? Game development, lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. Single user, multi user online games, like separately for developing games in Python, a separate framework given by Python, Pygame. One more framework for developing games, right? Pykara. And for 3D games and for 3D rendering libraries, like Python is providing one more, right? PySci. It's a 3D for generating 3D games, right? Apart from this, for scheduling tasks, right? Scheduling, uh, people you might be already know about Airflow, right? Python is providing Airflow for scheduling tasks, and for testing or test cases, and even for software development. Even Python is used for software development, and even software development. Software developers make use of Python as a support language. And for business applications, right, Python is one of the best choice in developing e-commerce websites. And apart from this, one of the hottest application of Python, database applications. Without database, there is no web application, right? Python can connect with any database like MySQL, SQLite, Oracle, DB2, all this, right? And also for networking applications, right? For audio, video chartings, and also for networking, program and networking applications, right? A separate framework Python is providing, right? Like Twisted Python. What is that? Twisted Python. It is a framework given by Python for networking environment. Even if you want to extract data or if you want to scrap the data, we have got the Python is providing web scraping. Web scraping. We have got separate module like URL lib, BS4, beautiful soup. So in this way, we have got many models for it. Yes, and apart from this, even people from civil environment also, right? Like for CAD CAM or CAD Pro, right? For 3D CAD applications, Python is providing separate modules for it. Even people from electronics are for embedded environment, right? Embedded, even for embedded applications. The most famous embedded application, Raspberry Pi, right? Which uses Python for its computation, right? And apart from this, Python is also used for audio and video applications. Audio and video applications. Audio and video applications, right? Yes. Uh, as part of the course, I'll also show you some audio and video applications in web applications creations, right? In full stack. And apart from this, Python is also used for computer vision, for color detection, face detection, object detection, right? And also for data analysis. Data analysis and for robotics. Robotics with Python, there are bigger, huge packages available. And for desktop applications, single user console applications, right? Yes. For desktop applications, right? Yes, Python is preferred. So these are some of these. In this way, many are there. If we keep on discussing that, there are many applications. So Python is not purpose based, like different varieties of application. It's a general purpose programming. Any kind of applications we can develop one by one. I was showing you, right, where exactly they are used. Yes, and who are using uh, who are using Python today? Topmost applications, right? They talk like topmost applications. Topmost applications built using Python. Topmost applications built using Python, right? So yes, Google is one of the best example of Python web application, right? So Google web crawling is first written in Java. Later it was too difficult. It was rewritten in Python, right? Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. uh, Uber, Uber using Python, right? Uber pricing algorithm is implemented using Python and ML. And Instagram is built, Instagram, right? Is built using Python. The prime reason for Instagram to choose Python is Python practicality and its hybrid features. And even today, if NASA is using Python for its research and development activities, using its multi-programming features of Python and some other applications. If you heard about like Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, Dropbox are some examples, right? Where the applications are built using Python. And one more, the famous OTT platform Netflix using Python for security automation and subscription related things, right? MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, right? Using Python, right? And we talk about these animations, right? Like Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. And apart from this, BitTorrent using Python and iRobot for military and commercial applications, right? Python is preferred. And even companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all these, they use Python for hardware testing purpose, right? So in this way, different applications are built using Python today, right? Yes. These are some of those examples. And from the discussion what we had till now, right? Reasons, reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular. Suddenly super popular, right? See, most of the programmers or developers are migrating towards Python because of its very less coding, right? Very less coding. Generally, people likes the programming language with very less code, and that too with simple syntaxes. Simple syntaxes, right? Yes, and it has got multiple programming features. And one more important feature I say, right? Interactive mode, right? For each and every statement I type, Python gives response, statement wise response it gives. You won't see this kind of feature in any other programming, right? Interactive mode. If I type one statement, it gives response. For every statement, it gives response. For example, in the bottom search panel, I am typing CMD and I'll go to this command prompt. Just type Python here and say enter, right? The Python version and this three arrow symbol, any valid Python statements you can type here. You can type any valid Python. I'm asking Python, what is 3 plus 5? I'm asking it, what is 3 plus 5? It says output 23 into 46, right? 1058. X, X, 1 second. Now, X equal to 10. X value 10. Y value 20. What is the X value? What is the Y value? What is X plus Y? What is X minus Y? X into Y, X by Y, X plus Y, X minus Y, X into Y, X by Y. So it is giving the output structure. No need to define any data types also here. Directly we can HELLO, hello I'm saying. X into 3 prints hello for 3 times. X into 5 prints hello for 5 times. Okay, in this way you can interact statement by statement, it gives response. This is what we call interactive mode in Python, right? And apart from this, just now I just said, right, wide varieties of applications can be created. Wide varieties of applications we can create by using Python, and many built-in libraries. Many built-in libraries, I said, right, 89,300 inbuilt modules. Many inbuilt, many inbuilt modules, libraries, right? Many inbuilt libraries, 89,300, right? 300 inbuilt modules Python is providing for different environment, right? Okay, so these are the reasons which makes it super popular, right? Yes. Okay. Now I'll just open Google and show you, right? Uh, just I'll open Google, right? So before I go with this post content, uh, I'm saying popular coding language. Popular coding language. Yes. Just observe these outputs. Observe. Just check this. Python remains the most popular. Next comes Java. If we observe this most popular programming languages, Python, next JavaScript, Java. Python remains the most popular programming language. Python, Java, JavaScript. Most in demand programming languages of 2022 based on LinkedIn job postings of USA and Europe. Python, Java, and other things. Right? Most popular programming languages used by top 25 unicorns. Python, next Java, JavaScript. This is not prepared by me. So just I opened this Google, just I'm saying, right? What programming languages you should learn? Python, JavaScript, these things. So even JavaScript I'm going to discuss as part of this course, right? In full stack Python, people who go for Python full stack. Let's see this usage, right? Python, next Java, next JavaScript, C sharp, right? Yes. And most popular coding languages of 2021. Python, Java, JavaScript, all this, right? Scroll down, right? We see the rankings also. See the ranking, language rank. Python stands first as the number one ranked. See, next comes the other programming languages. Right. See this number of top 39 US computer science departments that use languages to teach introductory courses. Python mostly. Next Java. If you observe this, just one I was saying, right? Mostly used programming language. So Python 31% used in the industry, Java 19%, C++, Ruby or C, right? Next, if we see the job openings also, right? Ranking based on job openings. And even if you see rank by volume of job openings, Python and SQL stands first. Ranking by average salary, Python and JavaScript. Yes. Even if you see, right, if you go with Python jobs, try to check Python jobs, right? Just to type Python jobs and say enter. So Python developer jobs, full stack developer, right? 22,180 Python job vacancies in Hyderabad. And even not only Python jobs, if you have got, if you update with that framework of Python, like Django, right? If you're updating with Django, there are many jobs for Django, but people who knows Django are very less. People who got, people might be knowing Python, but framework of Python, very few people are even they have less command on that. But the command, just observe this Django jobs. 23,769 Django job vacancies in May. Right? Fine. Now coming to this course content, right? What I'm going to discuss in brief, right? I'm going to discuss from that basic level to the advanced level. Python basics, why Python, history, applications, features, advantages, installations, flavors, right? Python operations, interactive mode, batch mode, editors, IDs, data types, constants, variables, comments, input output type conversions, strings, operators in Python, different operators, IDs. In real time, we use IDs, integrated development environments like PyCharm, Anaconda, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse. All this I'm going to discuss. Flow control statements, looping statements, string indexing, string slicing, string functions, methods, special characters, collections, list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list, list modifications, tuples, sets, dictionaries, functions in Python, different types of arguments, modules in Python, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, packages in Python, errors and exception, file handling, reading and writing data to the files, object-oriented programming concepts in brief, regular expressions in Python, and database connectivity, Python database connectivity, and Python date and time module, OS module, and advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closer, decorators, web scraping, graphic programming, right? Excel workbook, and for data analytics, introduction to data science, and Python Pandas model in brief, Python NumPy model in brief, and Matplotlib model in brief. This is what I'll be discussing as part of Python core and advanced 30 topics in brief, right? Yes, and people who go for full stack, right? Django introduction, Django web frameworks, installations, right architecture, Django applications, creations, views, Django templates, Django admin, Django models, advanced concepts, right? Yes, and UI technologies, right? Yes, HTML, UI technologies like HTML will be discussed in brief, and CSS cascading style sheets, JavaScript will be discussed in MySQL, right? Yes. So just 2 minutes. So first thing, Python, Python core, and secondly, like Python advanced. Python core and Python advanced, right? So here totally I'm going to take that. So in brief, in depth, the 30 topics with many working examples, 70 hours with 2 months duration, 2 months duration, right? And it's an offer batch with just 5,000 is the fee structure for it. And apart from this, people who wants to go for full stack, people who wants to go for, one second. Okay, full stack. You'll be given knowledge apart. First, the Django framework. You'll be given knowledge on UI technologies, right? UI technologies. UI technologies like HTML will be discussed in brief. We need to have the knowledge of this web development, right? This web development, web page creation using cascading style sheets and JavaScript. And also next, you will be given knowledge on this framework of Python, the Django framework. Yes, Django framework. So here you'll be developing web applications, nearly 15 to 20 applications you'll be developing, right? Yes. And you'll also be given knowledge on this Flask framework, one more framework of Python, and REST API, REST API, MySQL database, and a project. So this what will be discussed as part of full stack. So for Python, 70 hours, and for all this means frameworks, this REST API, for all this, right? It's taking 70 more hours, 2 months more duration, right? 2 months. And actually for this 7K for this, but if you're taking full stack Python total package, if you take the total full stack package, right? Which includes all this Python core advanced UI technology, Django, Flash, REST API, right? The single payment, right? It's 10K is the entire structure, fee structure for this Python full stack, right? Totally 4 months duration. But if you want to go parallelly, also you can go parallelly, right? Monday to Friday, you will be attending this Python classes. Saturday, Sunday, right? 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours Sunday. Like you'll be having sessions on this UI technologies, for Django frameworks, right? Yes. You can also go with parallelly, right? Yeah, otherwise, one after the other, you can just update it. Yes. And what are the offerings, right? Yes. One thing, 1 second. Yeah. Daily, you will be receiving the video of every session, right? Live video recording, video recording of each and every session of all this 140. Secondly, soft copy of the class notes, soft copy of the notes, and assignments and tasks to work with. Means just based on this assignment, working with these assignments and tasks, you're going to have some, you're going to get command on this programming, right? In building your own code. And also a WhatsApp group will be created for technical discussion. If you get any error, you can take the snap of it and you can post in that group, right? Yes. Okay. And this timings of this, let me make it clear about the timings of this batch. So first 1 week to 10 days. First 1 week to 10 days, it will start. It will be at 10 p.m., right? But before you do with the payment, it is, we are discussing about that. I'm making clear about that. Later, after this 1 week, up to the end of the course, starts at 9 p.m. So the batch will be starting first 1 week to 10 days. It starts at 10 p.m. But later that batch 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Right? Because 10 p.m. Okay. If there is any doubts or queries at the end of the session at 11 o'clock, it will be extended up to 11:20, right? So later, the first 1 week to 10 days, later it will be at 9 p.m., right? And apart from this, one more package is available, right? So I also deal with the data engineering, right? Big data analytics, big data, right? There's a big data package also available, right? So in that Hadoop, big data Hadoop, it's a for huge data storage and for huge data processing, right? Yes, plus Spark with Python, PySpark we say, right? Very high speed processing, right? And everything implementation in the Linux environment. So you'll be given knowledge on this Linux. And apart from this, and for PySpark, the total coding implementation goes in Python, right? Even this 2 months of this Python course will be included in this big data package, right? Python, this 2 months of whatever this core and advanced will be included in this big data package. Apart from this Hadoop, PySpark, this Linux, these are they'll be in the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. You'll be getting the videos for all this. And this Python, you can attend this current, whatever you are attending, this current batch or any of my Python batch, you can attend in the morning or evening sessions. Once you get enrolled to the big data package, the the fee structure for this is 15K, 15,000. For this, it will be like 12 weekends 12 weekends. In brief, it will be discussed. Next is now, not this Saturday. Next Saturday and Sunday, there is a the batch is going to start for this Hadoop PySpark. And Python, you can attend any of my regular batch, either this 9 p.m. batch or this whatever the current 10 p.m. batch, whatever you're attending, right? Yes. So as it's a demo session, I was speaking most of the time, right? And in the normal sessions, right, means once we enter into the technicals, for every statement I type, you people will be responding, right? What will be the output of it, whether your answers are correct or wrong, either through voice or through short panel, will be just interacting with me. So it's not like me speaking and going off like one-sided. So both the sides will be interacting, right? Yes, you'll be kept in unmuted status at any point of time during the session. You can ask the queries, right? Yeah, now if you have got any queries, right, you can just go with your queries. Anyone, if you have got queries related to this Python or this, right?
Yeah, I have a
And
query, sir.
just 1 second before you go. Tomorrow also you can attend the session same time at 10 p.m. using the same link to see more on this, right? It will be continuation of today's session, not replication or duplication, right? So we'll be continuing from here. Tomorrow I'll be showing you comparison of Python coding with other languages coding and some sample snippets of Python and some graphs generation, how simple it looks like. Those examples I'll be providing you. Right? People who are from non-programming or zero programming, tomorrow you can observe how simple the Python statements, right, as compared with other programmings. When lengthwise you can check, complexity wise you can check, and coding wise you can just check, right? Yes, someone was asking a query, right? Now you can go with your queries. You can ask the queries through voice, or you can type your query in the chat. Anything is fine, right? Yes.
Yeah, sir. So I already joined the Big Data Hadoop courses, right, with Python. So can I add the full stack course to my existing one? How much extra I would have to pay?
So yes, if you want to combine both these packages, right? Observe this big data package and this Python packages. So yes, everyone try to observe this big data package plus Python package. So in big data package, you will be getting this. In Python, you'll be getting all this, right? Frameworks, UI technologies, Django, there is HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Django, Flask, REST API, MySQL, all this, right? So both of this, if you're taking big data package, the additional frameworks of you're getting Python, right? For additional frameworks, total just you can pay just 5K extra, right? Total package 20K. Yes, this big data package plus Python package, total everything 20K, right? Yes.
So
If
the
you already
Python,
if you already paid for big data package, just to pay five more thousand, right? To get all this. Which one? This this four this four technologies, right? UI technologies, the Django framework, Flask framework, REST API, and this MySQL.
oh,
Yes.
yeah, so I already paid 15,000 for the big data package. So what should I? So I just need to send another 5,000, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
And regarding the class scheduling and what all can I?
recorded videos for all these 140 sessions, 70 for this framework, 70 for this Python, and for all this big data, Hadoop, PySpark, and these things, you'll be getting all that videos to your Google Drive. See this, I said the offerings, right? So once the enrolling process is completed, it takes like 4 or 5 days. After that, you will be getting the videos to your Google Drive. There will be a separate drive for Python. There will be a separate drive for Hadoop. There will be a separate that drive for PySpark. There will be a separate drive for this Django. You'll be getting different drives, right? So if you want to attend parallelly, you can attend Python, right? And this Hadoop and this UI technologies parallelly, you can go with it. Once you got enrolled to this package, right? You can attend any of my Python batch. You can attend any of my Hadoop PySpark batch, which is going to start, or you can attend any of my Django framework, Flash framework, because any batch going to start, it is going to be kept in your WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group will be there. In that group, the poster of that everything. So first, when Python is going parallelly, you can go parallelly with the UI technology. It doesn't require any Python knowledge, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. When Hadoop is going parallelly, right, where it doesn't require any Python knowledge, you'll be learning Python parallelly. Right? So that's what I'll be intimating you. Whenever any new thing I'm going to start, I'll be intimating, right? Yes. Fine. Uh, Video recordings of all this will be getting clear soft copy of these notes, right? And if you see this, okay, uh, one second. This Python notes. You see this all the folders: introduction, data types, input output, typecasting. In the folder formats, you'll be getting the notes: escape sequences, if else, for loop, while loop, regular expression, list, tuple, sets, dictionaries, comprehension. See in the folders, if you open it, you'll be getting that entire information, right, about what all we are discussing as Python total notes in the folders, right? Object-oriented programming, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, packages, modules. If you see Excel module, open by Excel, data and calendar, matplotlib. This nearly 40 folders you will be getting for Python course, right? Notes, right? Okay, fine. Any other query? Someone was asking some query, right? Yes.
Yeah, one last query, sir. So, can we manage all three at the same time, the front full stack one, big data and Python, if I'm a beginner to coding? Is
So
it adjustable or is it manageable to do all?
only thing is if you are regular to the sessions or if you are just practicing nothing, if you attend the classes, it's fine. You'll understand everything. It's not a complex technologies where these things Python, full stack. It looks very simple and easier to understand. Tomorrow session you just attend, right? I'll just show you some examples, right? The complex graphs also we are generating in Python, how simple it looks.
Oh,
The
thank you.
only thing is uh, interacting the sessions, responding in the sessions, attending the sessions, just spending minimum time for the practice. What people will do, just they will listen to the classes until this Python core is not completed. They won't do any single day practical. So what happens is you need to see that syntaxes. You need to experiment if you are changing the input. Why this functionality? Which functionality to be used? So to build a command in this programming, you are supposed to build your own code, right? So coding wise, whatever I discussed, right, 100% it is understandable. I'm saying people from non-programming background can attend the sessions. Yes, from the ground level to the advanced level, everything I'll be typing and showing you statement by statement. Yeah,
Yeah, I have one question. So, if I want to learn only Python core and advanced, so like how much time we are giving for core and for advanced courses?
70 hours, 2 months duration, 30 topics will be discussed.
Mm-hmm. So like because advanced is a little bit difficult, so like we are spending equal amount of time for both core and advanced, like pandas and numpy.
Yes, yes. Pandas, number. See, I'm going to discuss many models related to different environments. Some models related to data science, some related to OS, some models related to graphics, some related to databases, some related to regular expressions, some related to graphics, and how to create our own modules. that everything will be given in depth, right? We'll be discussing all this. So if possible, if you're running out of time, I'll be taking some sessions, some extra sessions, right? I'll pre-intimate about it. Yes.
Sure, thank you.
So that's why it's not a 45 hours course, right? Generally, like 1.5 months or two, it's not 45. I'm saying 70 hours for all that, covering all the topics.
Sure, it will be on Monday to Friday or how?
Monday to Friday, but sometimes on Saturdays, whenever I'm free, I'll be taking. Saturdays and Sundays, I'll be busy with the weekend classes, big data, PySpark classes, how to big data and Django framework classes. But whenever I'm free, sometimes I'll pre-intimate 1 or 2 days before that everyone fine with the timing. I'll be just taking the class, but mostly Monday to Friday.
Okay, okay, sure.
Right? Fine.
Yeah, and one more question. So 2 months in the sense which it is I mean including Saturdays and Sundays, only weekly 5 days. Based on that, it will be close to 3 months, right? So is it a calendar month or it's like a
So
2 days?
that's what I was saying. Like 70 hours, 70 days. But if I'm getting some extra sessions,
I
some
mean,
big sessions, right?
mhm.
I'll be completing that.
I mean 70 hours, 70 days. That means so weekly 5 days. Based on that, we have to I mean,
Calculate it.
yeah.
That's what I'm making it clear. Right? Yes.
Mm,
But that's why I'm also saying that to reduce that even to not to increase that more duration, people might be right who are attending for the interviews, other things, right? People there are two categories of people who learn Python, right? After learning Python, people they'll be going for learning data science. After updating Python core and advanced, they go for data science. Some people go for data analytics, that some people go for updating with the Django or this web frameworks after learning this Python core and advanced. Okay.
and I have a very small question. So here, so recently this I mean Gen AI is okay, very trending, right?
See, one second. Okay, just 1 second. After learning Python core and advanced, it's a language, right? It is a language for implementing. Compulsory people generally go for two things, two categories of people. First category of people learns Python core and advanced, and they will go for implementing Python in data science, in big data, in writing automation scripts in IoT, robotics, in DevOps environment. Right? There, their career will be not in Python. Their career will be in data science, in big data, or in DevOps environment or IoT, right? But not in Python. Second category of people who wants to have a career in Python, those compulsory they need to have the knowledge about these frameworks, Django, Flask, and REST API, right? So if you want to have a career, so if you are updating both the technologies, you are open to both that. You can keep resume for both Python, this Python developer and Python full stack developer and big data, right? So like a PySpark developer or Hadoop developer, right? Yes. But if you want to get a job in Python, if you want to have a career in Python, right, you need to have the framework of Python, Django frame. Clearly, it is showing for project development steps, everything. MVT architecture is implemented in this Django framework. But in Python core and advanced, total language will be learning, right? Yes.
Okay, I got it. The question I have is something. So, I mean, the based on Gen AI, okay, the recent times. So, how I mean, what would be the future of Python or program developers? Okay, so if they are the very expertise in the
See, one
both,
second.
yeah.
If you are going to a software field, right, directly or indirectly, you will be touching Python. If you are system administrator or database administrator, right, writing automation script using Python instead of Linux shell script, which is very complex these days, we are writing Python scripts using modules, Python modules like OS module, sys module, and many other modules are available. Even as a system administrator, database administrator, or even if you go to DevOps, AWS DevOps, the last round of the DevOps interview will be the Python round. You have got knowledge on this Python, right? Even for big data or data science or this IoT, right? In major high-end technologies, Python language is used. Means you are asking what will be the in the future, what is the future scope of Python? Means in many high-end technologies they are using Python as the implementation language. So even because of the boom of this Python, if you see in most of the universities, right, they're keeping Python in the first year itself, removing C language from the academics,
Yeah.
right? Because people first the basic knowledge is Python required, right, for all these things. People means they are separate specializations in the BTech. If you see from last 1 2 years, BTech in data science, BTech in artificial intelligence, BTech in IoT, right? For all these things, Python is the language for the implementation, right? So that is the future scope of Python. It was there from the last 30 years, still it will be in the market. But especially from the last 6 7 years, Python has got a great boom because of these thousands of models it is tested for different environments.
Sir, when is the new batch for UI technology starting?
Just 2 weeks back it was started. Next batch within like the 10 days or the 2 weeks it is going to start.
And what's the timing for that?
So in the Saturday, Sunday, in the mornings it will be there.
Okay.
Mornings it will be in the mornings around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
So UI technology is mostly in the weekends, not in the weekdays, right?
Some weekdays also available, but whenever it is starting, it will be intimated for you
Okay.
4 5 days before.
Sure.
So whichever, if once you got enrolled, you can choose any of that. But
So,
most of them, as you are attending the weekdays, right? Most because people who are from the morning batches, evening batches, all the batches can attend in the weekends if it is kept in the weekend. Right?
yeah.
Means
Because
even job holders, everybody can attend on Saturdays and who are free, right, on Saturdays, Sundays. And that too, applications creations, right? Here we always deal with web applications, web page creations. It takes time. That 1 hour sessions won't be sufficient if you go with the regular 1 hour sessions, right, and the weekdays. So in the weekends, we can spend some time in creation of web applications. Right? That's the thing. Even weekday batches also available, but morely weekends. Yes. Right. Any other queries, right? So tomorrow you can attend the session same time at 10 p.m. using the same link. So more discussion on this. So if I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I will sign off for now. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you all for your time. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.